Hello, I'm Andy Chapper. I'm a branch secretary of Birmingham Solihull Mental Health Unison branch. This year's Workers' Memorial Day had the theme of mental health for workers. And now with COVID-19, that's become even more of a priority. Health workers in particular have always faced particular stresses and face life and death situations all the time. They also face people being distressed and relatives being distressed. But COVID-19 has brought new problems. The fact that people, workers, are having to wear protective equipment that makes the patient feel more isolated. The fact that the staff feel isolated from the patient by wearing this equipment. The fact that they're scared of what might be happening, what they might become infected, is affecting everybody. And it's a dangerous time for people because they're not feeling they can switch off maybe in their normal way of relaxing with friends or going out socially with their friends or being able to just have a human touch and all of those things at the moment, mental health, and work out what relaxes them so that they can actually cope with the normal stresses and strains of work. The issues of the number of deaths for people, the issues of being infected with COVID-19 are obviously major stresses that are being increased more than normal. And we have to be ready at the end of COVID-19 as to how people are given the psychological assistance to make what happened not normal, but reasonable, that they're able to accept what's gone on. And that will require a lot of investment into mental health work with people after the COVID-19 situation has alleviated. Access to personal protection equipment has been difficult and remains difficult. Depends where you work. If you're a health worker in acute services, you always had access to it, but rarely had to use it to the degree you're now using it. If you worked in community services or in mental health or in other health services, you rarely used protective equipment because you didn't need it. Unless it's a new way of working that creates worry for people, but also creates worry for the patients because they feel they don't know what's happening on occasions, particularly if they're confused, they've got dementia, or they're very unwell mentally. We need people to have the right equipment. We also need, for the future, things to explain to patients what's going on, because people have to have it explained in different ways for different needs. COVID-19 is a pandemic that's affecting the world. Our health service in Britain has stood up extremely well to the stresses and strains of it. But that's through no benefit of previous governments, because the cuts in the health service funding over the last 10, 15, 20 years have helped bring about the crisis that we've got today. We wouldn't have needed more beds if new hospitals hadn't have been built with less beds than the previous hospitals they replaced. We wouldn't have needed to scramble around for personal protective equipment if we'd had a centralised NHS planning body rather than the different trusts having to work almost alone until the planning got better. We wouldn't have needed to wait for some of this equipment if we'd not had delivery at the last minute, rather than actually having planned stocks held in store. The way the NHS has been run as a semi-business has not helped the planning for PPE. and needs to be rectified after we've got through the COVID-19 crisis. Because the NHS is not a business. COVID-19 has proved that. The NHS is a caring health organisation that needs proper funding and needs to be funded for day-to-day need, but also with proper planning so that in the future, if we have a situation similar to this, we're on the right foot from day one rather than always running to catch